Buckle up for the countdown to the best budget soundbars, where value-packed design meets punchy, room-filling audio. Today, I'm going to be going over the best budget soundbars that you can get right now. All of the products mentioned are linked in the description, so check them out if you're interested in any of them. With that, let's begin. At number 5, we have the Sony HT B600. This compact 2.1-channel soundbar aims to punch above its weight by pairing a slim bar with a wireless subwoofer to deliver a noticeable boost in room-filling bass without overwhelming the dialogue and mid-range, which is essential for clear storytelling in movies and TV shows. Bar portion houses multiple drivers that work together to produce crisp highs and mids, while the wireless subwoofer tucks into a corner near the TV or sofa and provides the low-end scale that makes explosions feel tactile and drums land with authority. The overall design is intentionally minimal, a soft matte finish with a gentle curve that blends with most living rooms and 2 simple mounting or placement options. In terms of inputs, their HT B600 covers HDMI ARC for easy single cable control with your TV, plus a traditional optical input for older setups, and Bluetooth for streaming music from a phone or tablet. Its remote is straightforward but effective, with a quick bass boost option and a dialogue enhancement mode that attempts to keep voices prominent when action scenes escalate. The DSB engine does a good job of balancing the sound across typical living room seating arrangements. It tends to center the soundstage well, which helps with on-screen dialogue that might otherwise get buried under action cues. Wireless subwoofer is a nice pairing for most spaces. It responds quickly to dynamic moments in film without rumbling excessively, and you can adjust the bass level to tailor the experience to your room's acoustics. And listening to music, the HT B600 remains friendly to vocals and acoustic guitars, providing a clean, honest presentation that doesn't push high frequencies into brightness. The result is an approachable, value-oriented system that delivers a satisfying sense of scale and presence for casual movie nights and streaming marathons alike, all without requiring a large budget or complex setup. What pushes it to number 5 in this ranking is its accessibility and reliability. You get a true 2-channel bassline with a dedicated sub, a well-rounded feature set at a budget price, and a compact footprint that works under most TVs. It's not designed to be the superstar of the room, but its consistency and ease of use make it a dependable bassline. Compared to the Sonos Sub Mini, which I have included as number 4 on this list, the Sony delivers faster bass response and a more immediate sense of impact for movie action, though the Sub Mini can delve deeper and integrates more cleanly into a multi-room ecosystem. At number 4, we have the Sonos Sub Mini. Sub Mini is a compact wireless subwoofer designed to complement Sonos soundbars and speakers while offering deeper, more controlled bass that can dramatically alter a film or music listening experience without demanding a large footprint. Its enclosure is compact enough to tuck under a sofa, behind furniture, or along a TV stand, yet its physics skews toward low-end extension that can surprise in how much it can pull off for such a small unit. Sub Mini leverages Sonos TruePlay tuning and a sealed dual-driver arrangement to minimize rattling while maximizing accuracy, so the low notes remain clean even when the room is lively or the couch is full of people. Key benefit here is integration. As part of the Sonos ecosystem, it pairs wirelessly with compatible soundbars and speakers, and it benefits from a unified app that makes syncing volume, room calibration, and future updates a breeze. On the technical side, you'll typically see a Class D amplifier powering the drivers with a balanced signal path that reduces distortion at higher listening levels. The Sub Mini shines in music as well as movies, delivering the kind of low-end texture that makes bass guitars pluck and kick drums feel tangible, yet without muddying mid-range details. It does not function as an independent speaker. Its role is to support a compatible Sonos setup and to deepen the overall bass presence in a living space, which is a different use case than a standalone bar would provide. In practical terms, you'll notice more weight and scale on action cues, more oomph in synth basslines, and a smoother overall blend when you're watching a multi-channel film with a dedicated sub. Its limitations come from ecosystem dependency. The Sub Mini is most compelling when used with a Sonos Sound Bar or speaker line, and for purely budget-conscious setups, the combined value across multiple devices becomes a factor. Compared to the Sony HT B600, which I have included as number 5 on this list, the Sub Mini offers deeper extension and a tighter integration within a multi-room system. But the HT B600 provides an all-in-one package that can still deliver satisfying bass without a second wireless puzzle hanging in the room. At number 3, we have the Assistrust Sound Bar. This budget-friendly option leans into versatility with a design that emphasizes value as its guiding principle. The bar itself is slender, with a grille that hides a couple of full-range drivers and a small treble array that aims to keep the top end from sounding brittle at moderate volumes. Detachable module touts itself as a projector accessory, which is a curious feature in the realm of budget soundbars, as it attempts to create a combined audiovisual experience in one package. Projector module is designed to attach magnetically or via a simple bracket, and it's pitched as a space-saving complement to the TV, though you should expect modest brightness and limited off-axis clarity in a typical living room. Soundstage is more about breadth than sheer depth. You'll hear a wider sound field that can give voices and effects some life, even when the room isn't perfectly tuned. Connectivity mix includes Bluetooth for wireless streaming, an optical input, and a traditional 3.5 AUX option that broadens compatibility with older devices. The EQ presets offer a practical way to tailor loudness contours for dialogue, movies, gaming, or music, which is a welcome feature on a budget model where you might otherwise be stuck with a single flat profile. Included remote is straightforward, and the on-bar controls are responsive, allowing quick tweaks without needing to reach for the TV setup menu. In real-world use, you'll find that the Assistrust bar handles dialogue with decent clarity, which is a major win when you're watching late-night TV or streaming shows with a lot of talking heads. Bass, while not soaring into the subwoofer territory, remains present enough to give weight to explosions and some kick in your action scenes. The main drawback is that the overall refinement and soundstage expansion won't match pricier bundles on this list, but the price-to-performance ratio remains compelling for dorms, small apartments, or guest rooms. Paired to the RIOWOIS Sound Bar, which I've included as number 2 on this list, the Assistrust bar may feel less polished in terms of overall imaging and bass extension, yet it delivers a straightforward, no-fuss listening experience that can be enough for casual viewing and everyday listening. At number 2, we have the RIOWOIS Sound Bar. This budget-friendly unit is designed to deliver a balanced sound profile without requiring a complicated setup, and it often comes with a compact footprint that fits neatly in front of most TVs. RIOWOIS Bar typically provides a pair of full-range drivers backed by a passive radiator design to help with mid-bass presence, and an integrated digital amplifier that handles everyday listening at comfortable listening levels. The input selection includes Bluetooth for quick wireless streaming, a digital optical input for clean TV sound, an AUX option for legacy players, and sometimes a USB port for local audio playback. Remote control is intuitive, letting you toggle between sound modes, such as movie, music, and voice to optimize perceived clarity in different content. The sound signature leans toward a well-rounded, safe choice with mid-range clarity that helps voices remain intelligible during fast action sequences or busy soundtracks. Bar pairs with a separate subwoofer on some configurations, which can put you in a position to enjoy more robust bass, while on others, the unit relies on built-in drivers to keep the cost down. Noticeable advantage of this model is ease of setup. Plug and play, then adjust the optical or HDMI ARC connection for TV control. In daily use, you'll find the RIOWOIS Bar adequate for streaming music, podcasts, and standard TV viewing, particularly in smaller rooms where a larger, more complex system would feel overwhelming. Design emphasizes user-friendly features, straightforward performance, and a price point that is accessible for students or first-time buyers. However, if you crave cinema-grade bass or immersive surround effects, you'll likely want to step up to a more premium bundle that supports a separate sub or a more sophisticated signal processing engine. Paired to the Assistrust Sound Bar, which I've included as number 3 on this list, the RIOWOIS unit trades a touch of refinement for a more approachable plug-and-play experience and a slightly more generous feature set, delivering excellent value for the price and a practical option for everyday listening. At number 1, we have the VIZIO V20x J8. This compact 2-channel soundbar is built for simplicity and value, offering a clean design with solid sound performance that stands up well to more expensive setups in its class. VIZIO V20x J8 typically pairs a pair of full-range drivers with a compact enclosure, delivering clear vocal emphasis and a balanced treble response that makes dialogues easy to follow without sounding shouty. Real strength here is convenience. HDMI ARC or optical input lets you connect to a wide range of TVs and streaming devices with minimal fuss, while Bluetooth streaming adds flexibility for music and podcasts. Included control options are straightforward, and the on-bar interface is user-friendly, letting you switch between modes like entertainment, cinema, and music to suit what you're listening to or watching. In terms of bass, this unit relies on the built-in drivers for depth rather than a separate subwoofer, which means you'll get a leaner low end compared with bundles that include a wireless sub. That said, in smaller living spaces or for users who prioritize a clean, uncluttered shelf, the V20x J8 offers surprisingly coherent soundstage with decent stereo imaging and enough body for most TV dialogue-driven content and casual music listening. The lack of a dedicated sub means it won't deliver the visceral lows of a full surround setup, but its efficiency and compact form factor shine in practical, space-conscious environments. If you're shopping on a budget and want to keep things simple, The VIZIO is a strong choice that won't overload your setup with extra cables or complicated pairing. It stacks up well against the others on this list by delivering reliable performance with a minimalist approach. Compared to the RIOWOIS Sound Bar, which I've included as number 2 on this list, the V20x J8 may not have as much bass weight or as many input options, but it wins on compact footprint, simpler calibration, and a more straightforward experience that suits readers who want a straightforward, dependable soundbar with